Muftis were always freelancing. Always, just because the Mufti thing is not stipulated, you're not paid for your fatwa. That's the general opinion anyway. There's been a few people did say, you could take money to give fatwa. Maybe I should take that one and start doing it. But the thing is that generally the general understanding is you don't take money to issue a fatwa because it's the service of the Deen. And it's something that you've obviously studied to do, so it's not. But the judge receives a salary. You see what I mean? So he's stipended in that. So it's not the same. But Mufti is like just a freelancing advisor in that sense. You can just go and ask him. It's not. It's different. It's a bit. So the Caliph wouldn't determine who could issue fatwas or not. What he could determine is who could make the law. So your fatwa, he made, like for example, ulama in the past used to make fatwas, and that was documented as part of the law. Like they used to accept it. They used to have a committee, like a legal committee that would, decide what the law of that country was of that state. Now they may decide that we're not going to accept this person's fatwas as part of our law system. That's fine. I mean, but this is why I said he's independent anyway. So he's just an independent person with opinions. That's all.
You go to someone like a Mufti or a scholar, somebody knowledgeable, and they you go with an issue and they give you a fatwa. How obliged are you to take it on board? Like, what if he's having a bad day and it's one of his weird ones?
Ibn Hazm. Right, I don't know. I mean, didn't I answer that? Anybody got the answer to that? No? Yeah. You obliged? Not obliged?
You said Qadi as the third.
Sorry?
Qadi as the first.
But what about if it's a person's gone, asked the Mufti a question, given the answer, are they obliged to follow that answer?
Just in their conscience.
Just a what, sorry?
Just in their conscience.
Just in their conscience. Agree?
It depends if they actually hold that Mufti to be an important person to receive information.
Okay, that's interesting.
Society as a whole.
If they hold him to be, okay, let's say they don't really know him. They don't really know him. Or what do you think? Yeah. Sleeping through the doors. Sorry.
I think we should ask a few.
Shop around, drive through, and get a fatwa to drive through. What do you think?
I think if that person came to ask for advice, they obviously have to follow it. Otherwise, what's the point to come to us in the first place?
Right, so they're time wasting. What do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah, agree? Disagree? All those in favour of democracy say aye.
There's the danger.
Or meta-democracy.
There's a danger that people will, and I see it happen. People they go with the answer they want to hear, and then they go and ask the question, and they say something else. They go, okay, forget you. Next one, and they'll go until they find.
I was thinking of setting one of those up for, with the dial phone where it says for permissibility press 1, for impermissibility press 2. I'd like to speak to the Mufti on a premium line. Well, I was thinking of setting up something like that actually. But what do you think? No? Yeah? Junaid? Were you listening to it? What do you think?
I mean, it's down to the individual, isn't it? That's what you said at the beginning.
The individual. Right, actually, it's not. This is where we said the definition of a mufti is min ghayri ilzam. It's not binding. You're right. In their conscience, there is this element of they shouldn't be trying to take the mick. This thing of like, alright, so what do you say? Alright, yeah, so, alright, I'm going to go ask you're entitled to ask anybody you want. Do you see what I mean? Like, somebody came, asked a question. It's up to them whether they take it, don't take it. But if it's just for taking the mick, or if it's just for like, oh, I'm just going to shop around, and I'm not really too happy, it doesn't quite fit my schedule, that fatwa doesn't. And I was looking more really for a permissible one. But that's a confirmation bias, isn't it, that you're seeking? You're seeking, like, you've already got an answer, and you just want a confirmation bias. You just want somebody to kind of just agree with what you're saying. I'm not saying necessarily that's haram. I'm not saying that's haram, because I don't believe that would necessarily be haram still. But it's not the way to do things. It's definitely discouraged. And if a person finds a reasonable answer, if it's justified, fair enough, but it's not binding, they're still free to walk away from it. Absolutely.
Nah. So will you be punished like if you took that fatwa on board? Like every Friday I came and I ate onions, so I didn't have to pray Jummah. So I missed Jummah for the rest of my life.
Punished with bad breath of onions and like garlic all the way. becomes like a perpetual odor that sticks with you. Right. So the thing is that you see that's nonsense, isn't it? Right. Now that fatwa is just like clearly. I mean, whoever issued that fatwa clearly either they've misrepresented it, as in like they accidentally said and they didn't try to say that, they're trying to say something else, or they've been misunderstood, or they clearly do not know. They do not have adequate knowledge, because that fatwa is just wrong. You do not leave the salah because you've ate onions, and that's just nonsense. Right, so somebody just trying to follow a fatwa like that would clearly be somebody just trying to. I mean, I don't know. It seems like it's a bit intrusive into their intentions, but to follow an opinion like that would be just an evasive type of policy that the person is just trying to evade and avoid praying and doing this and that, because it doesn't make sense. So I do feel that is wrong. Punishable, I mean, these things are for Allah to decide who punishes, who doesn't punish. I wouldn't use words like punishable, but what I would say is it's wrong in the eyes of the Sharia, and it wouldn't be permissible. No.
Do you know when you said at the start, Al-Mufti yuwaqqa'u ala Allah, and then you mentioned that you can go on a course to do a fatwa.
I teach you to do the exact signature.
Yeah, isn't that?
How you sign on behalf of Allah.
Yeah.
It's a bit like this.
Is there a danger that if these things prevail that we get fatwas like that, and it's like?
There is, absolutely is. I mean, the thing with anything that becomes institutionalized is it kind of robs the spirit of that thing. It totally does. I mean, I totally see. Even when I studied I felt this. I saw this. I discussed sometimes. I was actually told off for certain things that you shouldn't be questioning certain things the way they work. You shouldn't be questioning the system that's been laid out, so to speak, and stuff like this. And so it does. It's not. It kind of institutions do that. They rob the spirit of something. It's not. When things are natural, they're always good. Like that. That's where they have the passion. Where they have the. When everything becomes institutional and it's all set in, okay, you must do this now, this term, this, sticking to a set curriculum, there's no longer that spirit involved, that type of passion. It robs it all. It's not. I do agree with you. I don't think that necessarily by going through these courses a person necessarily qualifies to be a mufti. I don't feel that person necessarily by going through a scholar course qualifies to be a scholar. There is always almost like an abstract quality that an individual must have, which will be like almost that X factor, if you like, in this. X factor. Simon Cowell, I'm not talking about him. The thing is that this must have